In 1988, something happened high above the Pacific Ocean that shocked the world of aviation forever. Aloha Airlines Flight 243 took off from Hilo, Hawaii, heading for Honolulu. It was supposed to be a short, peaceful flight of just about an hour and 20 minutes. There were 95 people on board, including passengers and crew. The weather was clear, the flight was smooth, and everyone was relaxed. No one could have imagined that within the next few minutes, they would come face to face with death. About half an hour after takeoff, as the aircraft cruised at 25,000 feet, some passengers sitting in the front heard a strange cracking sound. It was faint at first, like the sound of metal straining, but soon it grew louder. The pilots in the cockpit noticed small vibrations and started checking their instruments, trying to figure out what was happening. And then, in a single horrifying instant, the unimaginable occurred. With a deafening explosion, a huge section of the plane's roof, right above the first-class cabin, blew completely off. The blue sky suddenly opened above the passengers, and hurricane-force winds roared through the cabin. People screamed as oxygen masks dropped, and everything that wasn't tied down was sucked out of the aircraft. One flight attendant, Clarabelle Lansing, who was standing near the front, was instantly pulled out of the plane and disappeared into the sky. Inside the cabin, chaos erupted. The passengers clung to their seats, unable to breathe properly as the air pressure dropped to near zero. Papers, bags, and debris swirled around like a storm. The pilots, Captain Robert Skornsheimer and First Officer Madeline Mimi Tompkins, could barely hear each other over the wind, but they knew they had to act fast. They immediately put on their oxygen masks and began an emergency descent to get the aircraft to a lower altitude where people could breathe again. The plane was shaking violently, the control systems were unstable, and one of the engines began to fail. They were flying over open ocean, with no nearby airports in sight. The only possible option was Kahului Airport on the island of Maui, but it was still 20 minutes away. 20 minutes felt like forever for the terrified passengers, who sat silently, gripping their armrests, expecting the plane to break apart at any second. The pilots knew the structure of the aircraft was severely weakened. Any sharp movement or high speed could cause the rest of the fuselage to tear apart. They kept their hands steady, flying with absolute focus. Emergency crews at Kahului were already alerted and waiting with fire trucks, ambulances, and rescue teams on standby. As the aircraft approached the runway, it was clear that it could fall apart during landing. Everyone on board was bracing for impact. But then, something extraordinary happened. Against all odds, the damaged Boeing 737 touched down safely on the runway. The landing was rough, but it was successful. The passengers burst into tears, some in relief, some in disbelief. They had survived an event that should have ended in complete tragedy. Out of 95 people on board, only one life, that of the flight attendant, was lost. Later investigations revealed that the cause of the accident was metal fatigue. After years of flying short routes between the Hawaiian Islands, the constant pressurization and depressurization had caused tiny cracks to form in the aircraft's aluminum skin. Over time, those cracks expanded until the day they finally gave way, tearing the roof apart. The story of Flight 243 became one of aviation's greatest miracles. The pilots were honored for their bravery and quick decision-making, which saved dozens of lives. Even today, this story is remembered as a powerful reminder that skill, courage, and calm thinking can turn even the most hopeless situation into a story of survival.